And then I said, Coach, I don't know if you remember me, but I was in your class a long time ago. And he looked at my name on the card, and he looked at me and he said, yeah, with the hair. Because it was 80s, I had big hair. And I couldn't believe he remembered me. He said, how you doing? What are you doing? I said, well, I'm teaching and coaching. And at that time I realized I'd kind of followed his path.
Inspiration. Who inspires you? For some, it might be an athlete or a musician. For others, it might be a parent or a relative. And for some, there was one person that made all the difference.
In college at Utah State University as an art major, I did drawing, I did some painting. Somebody told me photo was fun, so I took a summer class and loved it so much I changed my major. I wanted to be the guy photographing the celebrity portraits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, studio photography is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
So. Luckily, I got into education and found that I liked that as much or more than photography. I've focused more on becoming a good teacher than I have on becoming a good photographer the last several years. I don't know which is better now, so they're both great. Okay. All right, class, welcome back to school. So Friday, as soon as I call roll, we're gonna start looking at photos. A bunch of you have turned it in already. Hopefully a bunch more turn it in today. High school kids are so creative, and you give them an idea and the skills to go along with it, and they will just knock your socks off.
Yeah.
Come back with the craziest stuff you can imagine. I got kids coming out of here with portfolios as strong as a lot of college programs.
Yeah.
And I've had some kids take those portfolios and get scholarships to some of the top art schools in the nation. I'm gonna quit yakking at you. I'm gonna let you get your work done. I'll be coming around and checking to see how you're doing, if you need any help. A couple years ago, I went out to San Francisco. My student, Ryan, I call him my student, he's my kid. You know, they're my kids.
Yeah.
To watch him graduate from the San Francisco Art Institute. And it's hard not to cry, you know? Yeah. He's my kid. Yeah. And he's doing his thing now, you know? And his dream started here.
We all need some inspiration along the way, and Mr. Rigby loves to steer his students towards their passions.
A lot of kids will come to me and say, I don't know what to shoot for this project. Every time I say, or I ask them, what are you passionate about? What do you do for fun? Do you skateboard? Do you watch SpongeBob? Do you eat mac and cheese? What do you do for fun, you know? Yeah. Do that. Whatever you like, that's where you should start. All of a sudden they realize, I can have a voice. Yeah. I can be heard.
When Mr. Rigby was in school, he had one specific teacher that really inspired him.
Well, I had a driver's ed teacher named Mr. Churchill. He helped me to open up a little bit, you know? And I still had some issues, but it started me on that journey. 15 years later, after I graduated, I was teaching here at Logan High. I go to get my driver's license renewed. I walk in there, and there's Mr. Churchill. And then I said, Coach, I don't know if you remember me, but I was in your class a long time ago. A couple of years later, Coach Churchill was killed in a motorcycle accident. And when that happened, I realized that I'd never thanked him. I never told him the impact he had on my life. That really made me think about it hard. And I sat back and realized that, you know, there's some students in my class that were me, you know, back in the day. Hopefully I'm having the same impact that Mr. Churchill had on me. There's nothing better than knowing that you had a positive impact on someone. A couple of times I've had a parent say, my kid's still alive because of your class. And that's powerful. Yeah. You know, so you can't put a price on that.
I loved Mr. Rigby's story, how he sees his students and inspires them to go after their passions. I love the fact that a teacher did that for him, and he's continuing to pay that forward. Can't wait to take that story and his energy and bring it right here to Utah State for our Big Dream Gathering tonight. you could see that he was probably one of the most fulfilled people that we've talked to in a long, long time, because he was spending his days seeing people, encouraging people. And to me, that's like a recipe for success, right? Pursue your passions, get clear on those passions, stay flexible in how you get to walk them out, and encourage others as you go.
I don't know about you, but Mr. Rigby inspires me. How he sees his students and encourages them to find their passions. It's a great reminder to take a minute and consider how we might inspire those around us.